population lives inside of the city, Luxembourg city. Now the city, or the country, is dating all the way back to 963. Count Siegfried of Ardennes acquired a small fort called Luxembourg. It means little castle in Luxembourgish, on a rock outcrop that was the place where we are heading right now. That was basically the basis of the city of Luxembourg. This date is seen as the birth of Luxembourg. Now that it was 963. And the fort actually grew into a stronghold, attracting settlers and merchants. In the Middle Ages, Luxembourg became a county, then also a duchy in 1354. And the House of Luxembourg produced 4 Holy Roman Empires, including Charles IV, showing its power in Europe. Charles IV was Holy Roman Empire, so at the time, in the 14th century, when he was the king of the Holy Roman Empire, he was basically a king of Prague and most of Europe. So wherever you go in Europe, you will see traces of Charles IV from the 14th century, because he has built lots of great bridges and castles and made his empire at the time the most powerful one. Now, the city is also extremely strategically located, not just the city but the country itself, really. Luxembourg, between France, Germany and the Low Countries. Luxembourg was often very contested, so both Germany and France were trying to put their hands on the territories of Luxembourg. And from the 1500s, Luxembourg passed between European powers, Burgundy, Spain, Austria, France, Russia, and its capital was also one of Europe's strongest fortresses, earning the name Gibraltar of the North. Now in 1815, after Napoleonic Wars, Luxembourg became a Grand Duchy under the King of the Netherlands, but with a Prussian garrison in its fortress. Now in 1839, it's a very important date here in Luxembourg. That was the Treaty of London split Luxembourg. The western half went to Belgium, and the eastern half remained the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg. And this treaty recognized Luxembourg as an independent state the very first time in its existence. In 1867, that was the second Treaty of London that declared Luxembourg permanently neutral and ordered the dismantling of its fortress. Now, Luxembourg was occupied by Germany both the First and the Second World War, despite it actually was trying to be neutral. That didn't happen. Now, it was liberated by the Allied forces in 1944, and in 1948 abandoned neutrality and joined the NATO. It was also basically a founding member of NATO, and also a founding member of the European Coal and Steel Community, and later the European Union. Later on became a constitutional monarchy under the Grand Duke and Grand Duchess. Even today they have a royal family, they have a Duke and a Duchess, and they also have a royal palace. Now we're going to see the palace, and a little walking tour. I'm going to walk you by the palace. In the free time, you can go there and take all the photos. And that is actually the current residence of the ducal family, but they're actually mainly using it for like different kind of like I forgot the name, sorry guys. They're using it for events, yeah. all sorts of events, private events, also some celebrations if there's anything happening in the country. But quite interesting that the palace is right in the middle of the city, so everybody just can walk by. And it is protected. They have guards around the palace, but not very heavily protected, to be honest. But Luxembourg is also one of the safer places, very, very small or low crime rates in the city and country. And it's also a very rich country. Now, the economy of Luxembourg is also heavily relying on well, first of all, on tourism, definitely. But also they had lots of coal mines around the country that was basically starting up the country to be so rich as it is today. And the GDP of Luxembourg is $85 billion, and the GDP per capita is $130,000, one of the highest in the world. Now the currency here is the euro, as it is part of the European Union. It's not just part of it, but was the founding member of the European Union. They also have an economic system, a highly developed free market economy with very strong financial regulations. Now, Luxembourg is a major global and financial center. Banking, investment funds, and insurance basically dominating the whole economy. Over 4,500 investment funds are registered, making it one of the largest fund management hubs in the whole world. Now, historically, steel production was the backbone of Luxembourg's economy. Now, smaller in share, but still significant in manufacturing and high-tech materials. IT has also a very big part of its GDP. IT, cybersecurity, and fintech are also growing sectors rapidly at the moment. Luxembourg also invests heavily in smart city initiatives and research. It also has a very central location in Europe that makes it Luxembourg a hub for logistics, e-commerce, and transportation services. And tourism also contributes to GDP through visits to the old city, museums, castles, and natural landscapes. And they of course also have some exports. Here on the left hand side you can see the main train station of Luxembourg. And fun fact, Luxembourg is the only country in the world that has made a decision to make public transportation free for everybody. So if you come to Luxembourg, even if you're not from here, you can get on any train, and not just inside of the city, but inside of the whole country, and you could use the train with no limitation, as long as you want, any day. And one reason that they did that is because the country is really expensive. So they wanted to compensate a little bit with all the high taxes that they have, and life in general is really expensive here. But the people also get a little bit higher salaries than other surrounding countries. But this was kind of like a contribution on a help for the people to say, hey, I know it is hard to live here sometimes because we're expensive, but let us give you a little bit of help. So now, any buses, if you get on a bus, you will not see a machine to buy the ticket, or you can't buy a ticket from the bus driver either, because you're not supposed to buy a ticket. So in your free time, you can also get on a bus for free, but just make sure, please, that you get back here. Don't get lost. Now, in a couple of minutes, we're going to arrive to the place we're going to get out of the bus. That's going to be the cathedral, Notre Dame du Luxembourg. This is the place you're going to get out of the bus, and from there, we're going to walk you around the city, showing you to the most important parts, where shopping is, where all the places that you can take your dinner, and we're going to end the walking tour at the oldest area of the town, where also the Roman ruins are, and from there you will have your own time to take the photos and walk yourself back to the city center, have your lunch, and we're going to meet at the cathedral. So please make sure that you remember. You can also save the location of the cathedral on your phone. Just make a pinpoint there, and we are going to So the time of our meeting is going to be 6:45 at the cathedral, but I would like to kindly ask all of you to be on time. It's very important because we're going to get picked up at a place that is not an official pickup place, and the bus cannot stay there long. So if you're not there on time, then you need to take your taxi to get to the hotel. Here we go, guys. So you can see the gorge is basically here. And now getting to the main huge rock of the city, where also the oldest parts of the city is located. And you can see the Petrus Valley, and you will see the Moselle and the Alzette rivers. Actually, the Alzette river is the one that flows through the city. So in a moment, we're going to get out of the bus. Make sure you have everything that you need for the next 2.5 hours. And everything else that you don't need, you can leave on the bus. I would advise you to take an umbrella just in case, because you never know, it could be rainy anytime. And please follow me. After the, now we're going to get out of the bus here on the right.
Các cô chú, các anh chị đoàn chúng ta chú ý mình sẽ xuống đây nhé. Và chúng ta sẽ hẹn nhau, chúng ta trở lại chỗ này 6:45. Nhà mình nhớ đúng giờ cho em, bởi vì là xe của mình sẽ không đỗ ở đâu đâu được. Chỗ này là bến xe buýt. 6:45 chúng ta sẽ có mặt tại đây và chúng ta cùng trở lại đây. Thì chúng ta tách khỏi đoàn với anh và mọi người đi cùng với em.